Hello everyone and welcome to the Gunpla Network. I'm the Spicer and today's unboxing of the GP03 comes to you courtesy of those fine folks over at Canadian Gundam. Canadian Gundam is your one-stop shop for all things Playmo and Gunpla here in North America. When you're checking out their vast catalog, don't forget to use the promo code Gunpla Network to save yourself 10% off. Rounding out the GPO series that I've been working on with the GP01 Full Burn Year, the GP02 MLRS type, and now the GP03. And I have to say that not only is this a return to older high grade from the GP02, but it's also the suit from a design perspective I have the least investment in. I don't think the GP03 looks bad, but I think like a lot of people, this is not the draw for this suit, right? The suit is an addition to something. It is the addition to the Orcus, the Orchid, the big mobile armor from Stardust Memory that this slots into. So the mobile suit itself, it's cool, but that's not the draw, right? It's not like a Sinanju Neo Zeon thing where the Sinanju was cool by itself and then they add it to the Neo Zeon. It kind of made it worse. This was the whole point of this in the show. But it's very GP01, like base GP01. It's a lot of white, it's a little bit of blue, a little bit of red, a little bit of yellow, and that's it. It's not overly complex from a color standpoint, so I'd imagine color accuracy is going to be pretty solid here, not a lot of stickers. We even see that, the sticker sheet's pretty small, so either they're leaving a lot of stuff out, or there's just not a lot of color correction needed here, which is more so what I'd be banking on. It is an older high grade, much like the GP01 Full Burn Year, so it's going to have a lot of similar tech, but it does have a couple more gimmicks just due to the design. You have the claw arm, the little sub-arm that comes out of the back of the forearm there. You've got the big thruster vent thingies that come off of the back of the waist joint, the hip skirt, and then you have the folding bazooka and the folding shield. Honestly, if the bazooka doesn't fold and the shield doesn't fold, I wouldn't be that surprised, nor would I be disappointed. Those are two gimmicks I really don't personally care for. But worst case, I think they are the worst case, actually. I think if those two, like, it wouldn't be a big deal if they didn't work, but it would entirely invalidate that piece. Whereas if, like, the sub-arms don't work well or they're executed poorly, big deal. I'm not really using the sub-arms for anything. If the thrusters on the back are like two solid pieces, big deal. I don't need those to articulate that much. But if the shield and the bazooka don't work, then you're kind of just gluing it in one position and hoping for the best. We'll see though, because none of these on a grand scheme, kind of a 1,000-foot view, affect the overall stability of the kit itself. They affect maybe the stability of that individual part, but this is not like a real grade core fighter type situation. The kit should be fairly stable. It's an old high grade. That's one of the things old high grades are really good at, is they're not going to give you a lot of crazy articulation, but they're going to be stable. They're going to be bricks in some instances. So we'll see if that is the case here. I would at least imagine so. And like I said, kind of at the top, I'm not really going to have a ton of stuff to say about this because this is not a design I'm super invested in. The runners look fine, all the color separation seems to be there, the sticker sheet's fairly small. You do get a separate small runner of what looks like inner frame parts, so those are probably going to be the gimmick like sub-arm things and other related gimmicks. So at least the mechanisms are there. Whether or not they work very well, we'll see, but at least having the parts gives me a little faith that they'll at least work. Not something I'm going to display them with, but it's nice that they are there and that they do function. That they're not just a solid chunk of plastic on the back of the forearm. But overall, I'm really not too crazy about this. I don't want it to come off like I just hate the GP03, because I don't. I just, by comparison, like the GP01 Full Burn Year a lot more from a design point of view. So this one, if this suit, if this kit, if this old high grade is not going to live up to the design, I'm not going to be heartbroken, because it's not one that I'm like, this needs to be good. I will say the unfortunate reality of this is if this one isn't very good, which I'm not saying it is, but if it's an old high grade, it doesn't hold up well for whatever reason, this is pretty much the only version of this we have. To my knowledge, and I didn't look this up, so I don't really know, but we don't have a master grade. I don't think we have a no grade 1/100. We don't have a real grade. This is it. We don't even have like a revived GP03. So if this doesn't, stand out, it doesn't hold up. I'm sorry, GP03 fans. But yeah, the GP03 is just not one that's ever been like my top 10. So, it is what it is. But based on everything in the box, I think it's going to be a pretty bog standard high grade. If you put a little love into it, which honestly, probably not going to need a lot because this is pretty color accurate. So if you want to do a little extra detailing, I guess you can. But this is probably going to be fairly true to what we saw on screen. So if you're a big GP03 fan, I think this will be fine. It's not going to blow you away, but it's a decent representation of what we would have based on what's in the box. Once I get it built, we'll see. I don't really know. But yeah, that's kind of my perception going into this is there's not a lot riding on this one for me, but at the same time, I don't think it's going to disappoint me nor wow me. Anyway, if you've built this or you have questions or you think I'm crazy for thinking the GP03 is kind of just let me know in the comments down below. Tell me, be like, the Spicer, you're an idiot. This is a super good design. But anyway, I'll see you down in the comments, guys. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more of me ranting at model kits, and do your best to stay safe and keep on building.